have been a flood of videos posted online showcasing a variety of personality disorders since Trump was elected and in the wake of his first week in office. And Auntie Bridget, as some of you refer to me with the lisp and cleavage, has some advice for you. My golden rule: never ugly cry on the internet.
I'm not gonna cry.
I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your Dumpster Fire! Welcome to Dumpster Fire, where we make burgers out of your sacred cows. There have always been videos of people acting ridiculously since the dawn of the internet. That's what the internet is ultimately for. There's always just a surge of them in the wake of Trump being elected, or basically doing anything. And we've been so focused on winning that we haven't really been able to look at the reaction to this historic win. And I guess for some reason I was mistaken in thinking that people would be more subdued this time around. I've had this feeling like their heart wasn't really in it. It was such a resounding loss. There was really no, too big to rig, etc. There was no room for them to say it was stolen. It was really the masses who came out and said, you guys are wrong, you're crazy, and we're rebuking everything that you've been crying about online for the past 8 years. And so I thought that maybe they would learn and maybe they would be less hysterical. And I was wrong. I don't understand. There are crazy videos all over the internet, and for some reason, I guess because it's hard for them to pin it on Trump this time around, since we had Obama and Biden shaking his hand, peacefully transferring power to literally Hitler, that now they're pinning it more on Elon, it seems. They want to try and react to him and say, oh, we found the Nazi.
I am Adolf Hitler, command of the Third Reich. Little known fact, also dope on the mic.
We found him, and we covered this when we talked about Elon, but I've managed to survive the last 8 years of the culture wars with people on all sides of the political spectrum being fine. During the Trump years, talking my left-wing friends down off the ledge. During the Biden years, talking my right-wing friends down off the ledge. And letting some of the histrionics just wash over me. This time, though, it seems like I'm actually losing friends over my stance on Elon. Since I've been posting shorts on my Instagram, I've been getting DMs from people asking me if I'm kidding. I've lost hundreds of followers, and it's definitely something that people are reacting very negatively to in general. And I see this in these public displays of kind of breaking down. Now you have the ICE raids, happening all over America as well. And all of these executive orders, which we've been covering in the past couple dumpster fires. Go look at our TED Talks. And they're not handling it well at all.
No!
And here's the weird defect in my own character. I could watch hundreds of hours of these videos. Hundreds. Because I'm weirdly fascinated with several of the impulses occurring at once. One is the impulse to put a camera up while you're eating soup or whatever, and then force some tears out while you're just pointing at the camera and like nodding. And then you're like, fuck you. We don't talk enough about histrionic personality disorders. And as my friend Liv, who's on Walk-Ins Welcome in the future, but we did the interview today, she said never before in history have histrionics and narcissism been so directly rewarded immediately with dopamine hits and likes and also financial resources in the history of mankind. So you see this everywhere. You don't wonder where the incentive is to do it. I mean, I do. because, and as Liv and I were talking about, we have some self-respect. I would never want to put myself out there like that forever because it will live forever. Even if you take it down, now you have the ICE raids and people being like, I will hide you in my neighbor's house. They're not hiding them in their house.
Oh, yeah, no. You know what? No, yeah.
There was a meme, the one I sent Maggie, that was like, somewhere there's a Latina and Frank in an attic somewhere. I was like, don't you mean Latinx?
Oh.
I mean, white women, get it together. I understand the impulse because the media has lied to these people so badly that they do. I understand they do believe what they're saying. They absolutely believe that their cleaning ladies are going to be deported and that the busser at their favorite place they go after Soul Cycle is going to be snatched by ICE. They definitely feel like the guys who do their landscaping might be iced any minute now. And they're deeply concerned about the people who clean their cars and do their detailing on their Teslas, which, by the way, they're now all threatening to sell. So I have some personal experience with this. I have friends and family members who are very mad about my seeming support for my nemesis, Elon. They truly believe this is people like me who voted for Trump, people who didn't vote for Trump, just didn't vote, were part of the problem. And they're defriending people because of boundaries.
You said your piece, and I just think that I deserve the human decency to say my piece.
This is the thing, it's always like, I just need some space in my life. I can't have these people in my life. They can't be allowed in my boundaries, and I'm selling my fucking Tesla. I feel like such a fucking hypocrite. This is an actual text message that I saw. And I thought these people were memes. I didn't know that people like this existed in the wild. I can't believe that you can be that much of a parody of something that I thought was not real life, but they absolutely do exist. Yeah, so there have been just like a surge of videos, and I don't like to make dunk on specific people who have personality disorders breaking down, but it always is like these white women too. Did you see that video of the woman who was singing in the woods, the BIPOC song?
No.
Oh my God.
Black and indigenous, people of color, Asian American, Pacific Islander, Latino, Hispanic, Romani, and Creole.
It kind of reminds me, all of these remind me of that video that's still my favorite video, because the right wing has their own version of this, and they really came out in droves during the COVID lockdowns. But remember that one with the girl who was like, you're not going to vaccinate me, and then it was like she was arrested and she was killed or something and went to heaven because she's like, I was the blonde chick who's like, you're not going to take me, and then pretends that she gets like hit or murdered because she's protesting the vaccines. All I'm saying is that this is not a left-wing phenomenon, although it's predominant on the left wing. It seems to be a white woman phenomenon. White ladies, are you okay? The media has definitely damaged people. They should be held accountable for the damage that they've done to these liberals, because they've told them that all of this is true and it was a lie. They've told them that Trump is literally Hitler. They've told them that the ICE is coming after their cleaning ladies. They might be if they're not legal, but they've told them that they think that all immigrants are getting deported. They neglect that it's illegal. They've told them so many lies about the reality of the situation that they cannot reconcile this in their brain. And so they're having breakdowns. And you see these kids having breakdowns on TikTok. And it makes me infuriated with the mainstream legacy media for allowing these lies to go on, continuing to misinform all of their readers, and letting them basically lose their minds because they can't pivot. Now they have to keep going down this road in order for anything in reality to make sense to them. I do actually, when I'm not laughing hysterically at their videos, because their videos are objectively funny, but also like Selena Gomez's video that she did and then she took it down pretty quickly.
Only people are getting attacked. Children.
I felt bad for her because she's like my people. I'm like, you are an American born to Americans. I feel bad that she is in such distress.
I don't know what to do.
We know that she's already a little bit mentally fragile too. And now you have all this pressure to perform your feelings online. Guys, we have a mental health crisis in this country.
All right, guys, it's time to go to bed.
Because look, even if you do believe that this stuff is true, you are not fighting it by doing this. There's other ways to, if you believe fascism is at the gates and they're gonna make you into a handmaid and they're gonna take away all of your underpaid servant class, there are other things that you can do to fight this than whatever this is. This is just performative for the sake of performing it. And then, you know, you'll probably write some of your girlfriends out who you like voted for Trump or didn't vote at all. And you'll go home and use Ola when you see your cleaning lady and feel like you're part of the resistance. And you're not.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
Please stick around. I have more to say about this topic. But right now, I need you to like, subscribe, and touch my bells and buttons. And tell your friends about us and your crazy Auntie Bridget. Why do you guys call me Auntie Gen X Bridget with a lisp and boobs? Please help us reach our goal of 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Someone was like, is this an actual lisp or is this just like, I'm a girl trying to be funny? I'm like, no, it's a lisp. You have to stick around through the ad to see the weather report, guys. Sorry, those are the rules. We're excited to have a new sponsor here at Dumpster Fire. The majority of our audience is men. And all of you regular Dumpster Fire watchers know we're genuinely concerned with the welfare of your balls. So if you're looking for the perfect pair of jeans to pull on over your perfect ball-supporting underwear, look no further than the Perfect Jean. The Perfect Jean rescues your nuts from stiff cardboard denim and cradles them in comfort. These jeans fit like they were custom made and stretch like you wouldn't believe. My husband got a pair and he loves them. He said they're the softest, most comfortable pair of jeans he's ever had. My favorite thing he said in his testimonial was that he feels like if he got into a fight, he'd be uninhibited. Like he could move. And they look great on him too. I think they look really sexy on him and that's really all that matters. He put them on. I was like, ooh, those are cute. They are the Perfect Jean. They have a huge variety of sizes so you can easily find your perfect fit. The Perfect Jean always has free shipping, exchanges, and returns. You can have peace of mind knowing that your order is completely risk-free. It's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use the code Bridget15 at checkout. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with promo code Bridget15. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Fuck your khakis and get the Perfect Jean. Now let's check the weather with our resident Colombian climatologist, Jimena Cordova.
Miami 84, un día despejado para Miami también, San Francisco 64 y Los Ángeles, como siempre, una temperatura agradable, una temperatura máxima de 75 y continuamos con más acción aquí en la casita, chicas.
Look, guys, we know they're not all Mexican, okay? We see you in the comments. It's just kind of funny that we refuse to correct that.
Well, someone made that graphic for us and we can't change it. So it's literally just like, it's always going to say Mexican weather report.
We don't know how to change
Just
it.
because we don't have like an in-house graphics person who can do that for us.
I guess you didn't realize from our high quality operation here that we have a team of people working for us in graphics. Continuing our analysis of histrionic personality disorder, aka Trump derangement syndrome. Here's what I want to say about these videos. Please never stop making them. Never stop making them. I know that I'm saying you shouldn't. Ladies, golden rule. Any of those of you who have self-respect, don't do this. Young ladies coming up on the internet, don't do it. Older ladies, white ladies who feel the need to express their fake out. It's not fake. Here's the thing. It's not fake. They believe this because this is the media's fault. They have told these people that this is literally Hitler. And then because this election was so decisive and not in their favor at all, most everybody moved right except for liberal women and like boomers. You have this cognitive dissonance that they cannot reconcile. And so they have nowhere to go other than this. There's nowhere else to go other than outrage, hysteria. Oh my God, this is literally Hitler. The raids are genuine, pretty popular. 60% of Americans are behind getting rid of all of these criminals who these other countries don't even want back, by the way. That's the funny thing is you'll say, they're like, they're doing ICE raids. You're like, yeah, that guy's wanted for murder and they're a criminal and they've done X, Y, Z. And these are really gnarly gang members from other countries. And they'll be like, yeah, but still, they're doing ICE raids. And then they'll be like, okay, their own countries don't even want them back. So they are pretty clear about who these people are as well. I find it strange that none of these countries are excited to be receiving these criminals. Well, it's not strange, but it just tells you kind of everything you need to know about exactly who we are ICE raiding and who is getting sent out of our country. And the fact that they've just been allowed to be in the country and arrested in some cases and let out on some like weird bail and in sanctuary cities is freaking madness. And most Americans are behind this. Sorry, guys, but they have to tell themselves that there's like a little girl up in an attic somewhere. How do you even make that comparison?
They clearly have never read a history book. I'm like, what? Where? How do you conflate those two things?
You know where there's a little girl crying somewhere in an attic is someone who's been humanly trafficked by these pieces of shit that are in our country and should not be. That's where a little girl is crying, in a basement or an attic somewhere. It's not in some city in Boston because they're worried about ICE raids. If anywhere, there's a little girl crying, praying that ICE finds these pieces of shit and rescues her from human trafficking. That is the more likely scenario in this. Do you know how many children have gone missing? I can't even talk about it without getting, it's like, I get too upset thinking about it because it's hundreds of thousands of children.
Like 300,000 children.
It's insane. Those are the little girls who are crying somewhere. Do you give a shit about them at all? Do you care at all about these people?
How about no?
It's such like weird fake, like what you think like some cleaning lady's little girl is in an attic crying about the ICE raids. That's not a real thing. There are real little girls who have been sold into slavery in this country and you don't care about them like at all. Where's the care for them? Because you know who's trafficking them? All these pieces of shit criminals that we've allowed into our country and across the border. I don't know. Call me crazy. Maybe you should be posting your memes about them. It's so wild to me.
I know.
If you love Dumpster Fire, the best thing you can do is become a supporter at Phetasy.com. You get the unedited version of this Dumpster Fire, and this one was worth it just for Maggie. Just trust me. And we leave a lot of inappropriate things on the cutting room floor. You also get access to everything else we're doing, and it's a lot. There is another round dropping tomorrow and factory settings next week. We've changed the Dumpster Fire launch schedule. They will now drop Tuesday and Friday evenings for the foreseeable future, unless you also get some extra random ones that we'll be putting out to keep up with the news cycle. If you want to keep up with us, the best way to do that is to go subscribe to our free newsletter at Phetasy.com. We moved Walk-Ins Welcome off this YouTube channel, so please, everyone go subscribe to our new YouTube channel, Walk-Ins Welcome with Bridget Phetasy. There's a link in the description below. We are always going to be putting out amazing interviews with really cool people from all across the world. Thank you to everybody who makes Dumpster Fire possible. Thank you to The Perfect Gene for sponsoring today's episode. Thank you to you, supporters, subscribers, viewers, commentators. And now to cleanse your palate, the internet is glorious!
Let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby. I sit back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly. Flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Dance, crush the speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poison.
Woo! Remember, life is absurd. Don't take yourself so seriously. Take the work seriously. Don't take yourself seriously. This has been your Dumpster Fire. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich so I can be a crying lib in a mansion. Keep that shit to yourself. Have you no shame?
And the unicorns dance while the world burns, world burns.